Hello, my name is Jack, and this is my first video on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. I apologize for the entire, first 15 or so minutes of the video. It is filmed vertically, but if you can look past that, then we can go on a beautiful journey together. I am a gardener in Zone 8B in North Texas. I am in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Just want to bring y'all on a journey to clean up my backyard a little bit before family comes to visit. It is very messy, and I wouldn't do it otherwise. So, yeah, mind my sweating. It is like 94, 95 degrees outside today, so it's starting to get into summer. But, yeah, I hope that y'all enjoy. Here's our back door. The moment you walk out, you see these cuttings I'm starting, broom, just random pots around, things that aren't doing well because I have these indoor plants that are shading everything. This needs to be planted, but I have other things to take care of before that. These two wooden racks that are completely blocking this. I can't water anything super easily. I have all of these indoor plants that had pest issues over winter, so they're outside now. That needs to be planted. This whole area needs to be taken care of, but that is kind of a later project. This table is just covered in crap. Again, empty pots here. And then this side, I need to clear off this entire table. These are basically all plants that need to be thrown away, like this dead basil, or they're like some native plants I need to give to a friend or be planted. So, as you can see, there's a few things that I can do with these racks here. I could put them, they're fairly large, so I could put them up against the wall over here and put indoor plants on them, and that'd be a good way to elevate them. But I also have all of that pottery that is just kind of hanging around, and that needs a place. So they could go in like this back kind of area near the shed. Also, the shed is full of rats and rat poop and rat pee. So that's also a later project. I'm not worried about that. I just don't open it. I just don't look in there. I think I'm gonna do one of the shelves up against here, and that'll fix kind of it'll be like a temporary solution to my houseplant issue of having all of my houseplants out here, basically all of them. And then I'll do the other one in the back area up against the shed and put pots there. And I think that that's gonna work. So let's see. My Thai constellation. Yay! My other Thai constellation. It's a little bit more rough. My philodendron goeldii. Fix-It Felix. This is my Stapelia gigantea. It's pretty big. It's pretty rough looking. It had mealybug issues, and then I put it out here and it got sunburnt, so it hasn't done a whole lot since then. But I think it's putting out some new shoots. This is my yellow star okika orchid. I forgot exactly what kind it is, but it has really pretty flowers when it blooms. It's bloomed once. This is my anthurium, clarinervum. That is in Leica only. I actually need to change its substrate, but it's been really happy with the rainwater, so I'll just leave it here for now. This is my Hoya carrii that is finally putting out a new leaf, but it's definitely getting too much sun, so I'm going to put this on the bottom shelf. Here is, I think, a Hoya Crimson Queen. This pot doesn't have any drainage. Again, I need to repot it, but it's doing fairly well, actually. So, this is my Anthurium radicans, luxurians. Again, Leica, rainwater. This is my Anthurium peditoradiatum, and it's really ugly. I think it's gonna die. But it has like one really good looking root. I hope it doesn't die. I really like this one, but it hasn't had leaves in, I think, like a year. This is by Mother 1000. I think I am going to throw this one away. This is by Vanilla Orchid. This is by Mangoralia. I actually really like this plant. It's been getting a little too much sun, but it'll bounce back really well. I love these stems. I think they're so cool. This is also an Anthurium. I don't remember which one. I think it's also gonna die. Here is another Hoya. And it used to have a lot of leaves, a lot of flowers, and I moved it outside. But it's starting to finally acclimate. If y'all are able to see this like little leaf here. I can't see anything. Hoya, also. Again, used to have more leaves. But it's starting to get some little new ones. And here are a couple more orchids. I don't know what this one is. I think it's a Dendrobium. No, this one's not Dendrobium. This one is. And then there used to be a jewel orchid in here. I think it's dead, but that's okay. I think this looks pretty nice. The plants were in there, and some on the table. So now they're all in one spot. I have the larger ones just kind of to the side here. I might move them to this side depending on how much light they need to get. But I think that this looks pretty good. It's a little bit more organized, and I can water it very easily. So on to the next one. Okay, slight change of plans. I'm not actually going to do the other wooden rack right now. I'm going to work on getting all of the plants, or all the plants that I can, put into the ground, into pots. I'm going to work on getting those planted. Was it supposed to rain today? It looks like it already did, but the rain, well, it hasn't been enough to actually like water anything. So I'm gonna get these into where they need to go. And if it doesn't rain, I'm gonna get the wooden shelf, I'm gonna move it, and then I can actually reach the hose again and water things. But let's kind of figure out where things might go. I think I figured out where I'm gonna put at least most of it. There are a couple things that I'm keeping in the pots right now. The clammy weed, because it's doing so well. It's also a pretty free, like, reseeder. So I don't really want that in the backyard. I'm gonna do it in the side yard. I have the liatris, which is my friend's, which I need to water. And then I have the blue flax that is also doing fairly well, and it's 4-inch pot. So far, super drought tolerant, so happy about that. And these two, I'm going to figure out which pot I want them in a moment. This is the best that my cilantro has ever done. Didn't plant it, by the way. This starts every year from seed. This is incredible. So much primrose. Also, my entire backyard is full of lava rocks, which is why I'm having so much trouble digging. It's because when I do anything, my shovel hits about 15 to 20 lava rocks, and it goes 6 to 8 inches down into the soil. So, if you've ever amended your soil with lava rocks, know that I have a personal grudge against you. It's the bane of my existence. Alright, I think that's good enough. Let me show you what this hole looks like. Rock, 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 rock. Look at this. There's two kinds of green milkweed. There's the antelope horns, and then there's like a white green milkweed. Whichever one this is, it's Asclepias asperula. So, I also have a lot of Bermuda grass back here, but here's the milkweed. I'm gonna just cover this back up. I like to get actual little like plant tags for everything, because I remember what most of these things are, but I've gotten a lot of like new and native plants this year that I'm not as familiar with. There's been a lot of really cool like native plant sales. Another little project to work on. This is the dragon's blood stonecrop sedum. I also have a lot of dayflower blooming right now. It's kind of a weed that I see all the time in my backyard and in my front yard. Like, look at that, it's so pretty. I'm okay with keeping it in my yard if it's native. If it's introduced, I'm probably gonna try and get rid of it. But weeds in general, I don't love having in the back, just because this is definitely a more cultivated area. I definitely spend a lot more time back here, and I'd like to keep it looking a little bit better. Okay, I have gotten my things planted. I'll show you all them in a little bit, but I think now it's time to move the wooden rack. I can move it right here, which is where I already have like a lot of potted or like pots. Or what I think I'm gonna do, oh, I have a resident rabbit. I don't know if y'all can see it. I wonder, that's the one if I wonder if it likes cilantro. This is my compost area. I'm really exposing myself. This is horrible. I don't turn it and I don't compost. So I think what I'm eventually gonna do is break it down and create like a potting area. Yeah, that's definitely something that I want to get to eventually. I found a bag of soil that I hadn't moved in a while. I got a big worm. These are moss bowls that I made with some friends and then proceeded to do absolutely nothing with. It actually took quite a bit of time, mosquito bites, and money. So I've definitely learned my lesson, and I hope that I can use this sphagnum moss for something else. Because I made like maybe 5 of these, but for now they're gonna go on the bottom floor. Unfortunately, this last pot was completely full ant nest. I think I'm just gonna let them kind of like die in there. I don't really want to deal with that right now. I think this is looking really nice. We have the glass pots, we have like all of the ceramics. Terracotta and terracotta adjacent are down here. We have our saucers, a plastic pot, and then those moss bowls. And that cleared up that table pretty well. There's still a couple of things that I need to take care of on there. Some of those are filled with like, that one's filled with lega, that one has expanded shale, and that one has a bunch of sphagnum moss. And I just need to break down a few things there, but this is looking a lot better. Here's my pot of carnivorous plants. I have Venus flytraps here, and then I have 2 Sarracenia pitcher plants. I really love these. I'm gonna put this pot that I found full of sphagnum moss just kind of around there. But these are doing really, really well. I transferred these outside this spring. I'll probably have to move them into some more shade as summer continues, but they're doing great so far. just had the realization that everything that I've been filming for this video has been in portrait. My first red poppy. Every single other poppy has been this like very beautiful white color or like a pale pink, but gosh, just look at the way that poppy stands out with the red and the white and the blue of the borage. That is really beautiful. So gorgeous. And then, oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to see it. The camera's gonna focus, but we have a garden visitor this morning. Oh, wow. So stunning. And the bees are really bustling with activity this morning. It is day 3 of yard cleanup. Today I have a trash bag here, and I'm going to be working on cleaning up the miscellaneous things that are kind of all just scattered around. I'm going to do some sweeping. I have a lot of pots, just like plastic nursery pots, that I'd actually like to keep some of them, especially because I tend to start my own seeds most years. But the shed is full of rat poop and pee and rats. So I have to figure that out first, and I probably need to come out here in pants and long sleeves and like a mask to do that. So that's probably going to be a project for later this week. Today it's a really beautiful day. It's nice and overcast. It's kind of brisk this morning, maybe like 62, 65 degrees. So great day to get some stuff done. What do y'all do with plant tags? I always want to like keep them to know what I've done year to year. I guess I should just write it down and then make notes about whether or not it works. Am I gonna remember to do that? Like want to do that? No. This is what I did. I did a Coleus, Main Street, Beale Street, and a Bossa Nova, 2 Bossa Nova red begonias, and a Iconia begonia, and that is my shade pot out front. That's all I remember. Also, this is 5 pots. 2 more. 2 more, but I'll probably keep these because they're a little bit heavier plastic. 3, 4, but I'll keep this because that's also heavy plastic. I used to have a silver sword philodendron here with like a bunch of rocks and a moss pole, and I just let that thing absolutely die. It was beautiful for a little while. 1 pot, 2 pot. I'm gonna keep this. And one of my pots over here by the metal structure, I did the breathless blush euphorbia, but it didn't go very well. And then I did 2 bat plant cufeas. I'm going to keep all of these black pots, but I'll get rid of the green ones. I replaced the breathless blush with Diamond Snow Proven Winter. I love Proven Winter plants. They do really, really well. Black cherry, sunbeanie, and a white gumfrena. 2 pots. 2. 3. One of my leather gloves. I love using leather gloves because I have a lot of roses that I prune, and these are like the one thing that keeps the thorns from absolutely destroying my ass. There's 1. 2. And then right here I have 22 4-inch pots that will aid me greatly next year. And then I keep some of these little trays as well, because they tend to degrade pretty quickly, but at least I'm reusing them, you know? I have a ton of cardboard boxes laying around everywhere, because in the past I've used them for sheet mulching, which is basically like you put the cardboard boxes down to suffocate any weeds or anything to create a new garden bed, and then you put compost or mulch on top of it. So now I have a bunch of, I mean, I've used a lot of the cardboard boxes and they're disintegrated into the soil, but I had some more in the garage that I was going to use out here. I don't think I really want to use those anymore because the areas that I need to suffocate weeds are not very big. I guess I'll just throw them in the compost. I'll just throw everything back there. That's a problem for future me. And no one really looks back there because it's more covered by the shed. I'm gonna do that. Oh look, another pot and half of a water bottle. I have an insane amount of ants in my yard that will just nest literally anywhere. Anywhere. Like, I picked up this cardboard box. Can y'all see how many ants this is? And they're in their reproductive cycle, so some of them have wings. Like, literally get out of here. Remember what I was saying about ants making a nest literally anywhere in my yard? And of course, they're always fire ants. I'm not entirely sure like what I want to do with all of these pots full of dirt that I have, because I don't have a good way to store my dirt right now. I was using a plastic tub, but I live in Texas. Like, plastic tub's not going to last very long outside. So I might just dump them all in the compost. And again, just kind of make it like later's problem, just in an effort to kind of clean up this area and get things done. More cardboard and another pot. I tend to leave my tools just kind of laying around everywhere. What I want to do with my pot shelf is put like hooks on the side and then just hang it up. For now, I think I'm just going to put them on top. They shouldn't really blow away or anything. This guy just kind of sitting over here. And then this can just kind of be like a central location for some of my tools. My tools! There, I have my spade. Just leaning up against the fence over here. So we're gonna take this also, and just kind of put it next to it. That way I can actually find things when I'm looking for them. So I'll just kind of slot that in there. It's a really nice overcast morning. It looks like we might be getting some rain today, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but we have quite a bit of cloud cover right now. I'm just gonna kind of take it easy and do a couple of little garden chores. I haven't really seen any mosquitoes try and attack me yet, but if I start seeing them show up, I'm immediately going inside. I do not feel like dealing with that right now. So I think this morning I'm gonna top dress my pots with some mulch. I have some kind of like cedar mulch laying around. I think that will be really nice, and also I'm not great about watering every day, so that'll help keep them nice a little bit longer. And then I think I'll apply some fertilizer while I'm at it, especially if it ends up raining. So let me grab both of those things. So I have my big container of flower food, I have my tree and shrub mix, and I have my citrus tone. I think in the future I'm going to switch to a synthetic, like liquid soluble or water soluble fertilizer for my potted citrus, just because I think that would work a little bit better, maybe like a constant liquid feed program. But this is what I have, so that's what I'm going to work with. I hate the smell of this on my hands, so I'm just gonna kind of like sprinkle it around. This is also an organic fertilizer, so I'm not exactly worried about overdoing it. So I have the Espoma Berry Tone. Kind of the same thing with this. I think I want to switch to a synthetic fertilizer next time I have to get something, because I don't have a ton of this left. So I think that in pots, synthetic fertilizers just have better reward. Now, I think I'm going to fertilize my actually, I'll do my trees with the tree and shrub mix. It actually doesn't say how much to use for pots. I'll just do, one of my other ones comes with this little scoop, so I'll just do maybe like a scoop or two, depending. Dude, the birds are loud as hell. This is my Vitex that you can kind of see. It's a really large pot. I've had it in a pot for a few years now. I also have these little like bonsai trees, and these trees that I take inside every winter, so I'll throw some fertilizer on those. This is going to come as a surprise based on like what else I've mentioned about my gardening habits, but I don't fertilize very often, if at all. Especially not the things that need to be fertilized, like the things in pots. I just don't really bother. That is as good as that's going to get with these deathly little things. I've had these in pots for a few years now. I think they're the green surprise agave. They're doing really well for me. I thought they would die in winter, but they just kind of hang out all summer. I don't really have to worry about watering them, which is nice because it's a little bit hard for me to reach the hose over there. I have more little potted trees and such, so I'll fertilize those as well. Just kind of lightly rake that in. This cactus I take inside in winter. This one just stays outside in this little pot. This is from a friend of mine. I really like it. It's done very, very well for me. It bloomed for me this year. I'll include a picture of the flower. Just throw some on that rosemary, why not? Let's see what else we have. Oh, I'm going to fertilize these guys. This is my fiddle leaf fig that lives outside. It used to be about maybe like 6 feet tall, and the stem was super weak, so I chopped it in half and then threw it outdoors. I thought it died, but no, it's a survivor. This fiddle leaf fig I've had for 7 or 8 years. I got it for my 15th birthday. Yeah, it's moved with me quite a bit, and it's never like completely dropped leaves. So I'm really, really happy with it. It's probably one of my favorite plants. That covers our miscellaneous trees and shrubs. A flower food container. That definitely comes in handy for me. For all of my flowering pots. That just about covers the fertilizing. Now it's time for mulch. I like to use cedar mulch. I think it has some kind of like bug repellent qualities to it, which I'm all for because I have tons of mosquitoes. So whatever I can do to kind of circumvent that. But time to start laying that out, and then I think I'll be done for this morning. So here's my Vitex with the cedar mulch at the base. It's really dark right now because it was kind of wet already, when I was placing it. Here are my citrus trees and my olive tree, my blueberry bushes, all of these little like kind of bonsai plants, just annual pots. This morning in the garden, it is particularly cloudy, so hopefully we'll be getting some rain, which we've been getting quite a bit of rain this May. But I want to take care of those, throw away this trash bag, and then I also have these two pots here that I want to redo. The alyssum can stay, even though it's only going to look good for like another month or so. But I might take a look at some of the like native and perennial plants that I've been buying and just pop them in here for now so that they don't dry out so easily, and also they get a slightly larger root system for when I eventually transplant them later. Nice, that's a really good root system. Looks really nice. Nice. Got these two little pots looking better. There's something in them. The soil's covered. And now I don't have to worry about planting quite as many plants as I did before. That's 2 down, maybe like 8 to go. But a couple of those are my friends, so that's not too bad. It's time to work on this section. I dread this area. I hate it. And then I think I'm gonna I have a couple of bagged goods up in that area. So I think I'm just gonna put them kind of behind the shed here. I'm not gonna put anything in the shed because I have to do my shed clean out to get all the rat stuff out. Okay, I managed to like sort of cram this glove onto my hand, like barely. My pinky is in here and not here. I just killed a cockroach for my grandmother. I think that looks a lot better. I still obviously have a lot of work to do with like these random pallets here and like these pieces of like wood, like compressed wood or something that I've had out here for a long time, and all of these lava rocks. But it's a work in progress, and also I need to go make cookies for my friend's birthday. So I'll just kind of leave off with, this is my Rose of Sharon, and my roses are reblooming very nicely. Good morning from the garden again. It is sunny. It rained last night, so it's really like horribly humid outside today. It's already starting to get warm, and it's only like 9:30 or so. So today I am just gonna clean up a couple of little trash bags and things, take out that black trash bag of trash, just kind of throw a couple things away. I'm gonna try and do some pruning and deadheading and maybe lay some mulch down, but we'll see how much I get done because it's already feeling really nasty and muggy and gross. I'll be honest, I have no clue what to do with these like 4 really large pieces of kind of cardboard material. Cardboard, compressed wood. I also have no idea what to do currently with these 4 pallets. So I don't think I'm going to be doing anything with all of those until I can break down that compost area and deal with that. So they're just gonna stay. They're just gonna stay for right now. The rabbits that are now in my backyard have unfortunately eaten basically all of my poppy. There might be some seeds left in the pods, but I'm just gonna take them out. There's really nothing I can do there. And they look really, really nasty. You can see them trying to bloom. So I'm just gonna take those out. I have some Asclepias tuberosa milkweed growing here. I'm just gonna let that do its thing. Fill them with some mulch and make it look a little bit better. So time to do that cleanup. Unfortunately, the mosquitoes have started biting, but I still have a lot that I want to get done. It's currently Saturday. My aunt comes in town on Wednesday. So I gotta lock in and get as much as I can done, just kind of make things look a little bit cleaner. I think the day before she arrives, I'll do kind of my final like trash sweep and sweeping. But today, deadheading, pruning. And already, this looks quite a bit better. I like the oregano flowers, but it was just shading out everything else, so they had to go. And they will be composted. Rose deadheads I'll put into here because those will not be composted. There we go. I think it looks a lot better. I usually don't bother deadheading my roses, well, at least not this one, but just makes it look a little bit nicer and cleaner. So I'm just gonna continue doing that. I was just working on the roses. It is so humid outside. I'm sweating like crazy. I am going to go inside. I can't do it. I got enough done today, and I'll try and get out here early tomorrow and continue on. This day, it's about mid-morning or so. It's already pretty hot outside, but I'm ready to sweat. I need to take a shower anyway, so I may as well get some stuff done while we're at it. I never finished laying mulch the other day. My family's actually in town right now, but I want to kind of finish this up, just do the last final touches, and then, well, I didn't get any before and after photos, but maybe we can figure out a way to show what it looks like now. just finished up working in the garden. It is currently 89 degrees, feels like 98 with a humidity of like 57 or something percent. I started at I think around like 9:30 or 10, and it's 12 o'clock now, and I'm covered in like dirt and sweat and pollen and bug spray and sunscreen, but got a lot of stuff down out here. I just finished kind of watering stuff. I know it's a little late in the day, but if I come out too early, then I get tons of mosquito bites, or if I come out too late, I get tons of mosquito bites when it's actually nice outside. But I'm excited to show y'all kind of what we got done. It was a lot. So walking out, it looks a lot more, well, there's still a lot of pots, but it looks a lot cleaner. I'm starting some cuttings over here. That's why there's more plants, I promise. I didn't buy new plants. Over here, I did buy new plants, and that's why there's more pots. So that's an issue, but not worried about that. Looks pretty clean over here. Everything is wet because I was watering, but we have our, oh, I repotted my Mingarelia into this really beautiful pot. We have our houseplant area set up. They have houseplants and pots. I got a couple new orchids there and some stuff that I brought in I brought out from inside. And it looks like they're loving it. We're getting some new growth and some neat leaves, even on the anthuriums that haven't done anything for me in forever. I need to ask my grandmother what she wants me to do with that. This is a weed issue I'm taking care of, but it's looking really good. That's it, looking good. A couple potted things here. Again, everything just got watered, so it's a little wilted. It's a little hot outside. All of these are leafing out and doing great. There's not a bunch of plastic pots everywhere. Over here, got the oregano cut back, laid down some fresh mulch. The borage is gonna go soon, but not quite yet. Deadheaded the rose. Honestly, that was probably like a week or so ago at this point. Again, got some fresh mulch. Crepe myrtle's blooming. Most of the irises are deadheaded. Those are some flowers that just recently kind of died out. Fresh mulch back there. That's usually where I do my tomatoes. All of these pots and cacti. Got more fresh mulch here. There's also a big plant kind of growing in there and a bunch of crisscrossing branches, so that's nice and cleaned up now. My pots are doing great. I love the Supertunia, my other Supertunia. This one's doing really well. The Kufea is not blooming how I thought it would, but it's starting to kind of come out from the bottom here, and I see some buds on it there, so I'm still happy with it. My papaya is loving the heat. Blackberries are flowering and producing fruit. The Nicotiana is massive, and apparently there's little like squash or something coming up in there. The globe mallow fell over from the wind, but it's doing really well. I almost did the Nicotiana in this pot, and I'm glad I didn't, because definitely would have like eaten the alyssum. I have all of my citrus. I have all my bagged goods at least in one place, even though it's a little messy. And my potting area, I'm so excited about this. I really, really love the way that this came out. I have way more pots than I realized, and I have a place for my tools. I just need to get these tools hung on the side here, and they'll be in a little bit of shade then too, because they get a little bit warm out here. Obviously, this area still needs a lot of TLC, but it's better than it was before. Before it had like a lot of weeds growing up, and there was cardboard all over the backyard, and now it's just in one area. Ripped out the Bermuda this morning. Other crepe myrtles blooming. Have said in the past that I was going to keep all of the primrose, and that is what was growing all here. It was all primrose and dayflower, but at this point in the year, it just looks really terrible, and it will literally bounce back anyway in like 2 days. I kid you not, that whole area is going to be full of like fresh primrose leaves again in probably about like 3 weeks or so, but they won't be all gross and eaten up like they were before. I have fresh mulch all here too, because that's where there's a lot of primrose. This is just a leveling issue that I'll eventually take care of, or I'll add in some kind of edging. This is a wisteria cutting that my friend gave me. It's doing really great. I've been using the fallen blooms from the Althea to kind of mulch this. I didn't plant this, by the way. There's one and a little bug on it. Here's another one, and then here's the next one here. I use old soil a lot, or my grandmother planted that. It's either one of those. And this passion vine has really, really taken off. Like, look how tall this is already. Such an incredible vining plant. I'm really happy with that.
I am waiting for a bus at the end of the night. under street lamp, red face flame by the light.
Overall, I'm really happy with the amount of work that we got done. I obviously have a lot more to do back here, but what is a garden but a work in progress? And I'm just gonna really take my time with it, really do the best that I can, because I'm the only one that works out here, and we'll just see what happens. But if you watched this far, thank you so much. This is my first video on YouTube, so I don't know, if you're watching this, thanks.
Must be somewhere